In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I feel instantly better, and I'll also explain to you how and why it works. Assalamu alaikum Bliifeans, you're watching Bliifee, the place to be for learning how to balance your lifestyle with deen and dunya. So let's get started into how to instantly feel better. When you're feeling down, two things that happen is that you feel you're not in control. And for a lot of us, we start overthinking a lot of things where we think about the negative consequences or results of something that might not even happen. But the energy and the focus that goes into overthinking drains us so much that we're not able to focus on our other tasks which take up more priority and are more important than what we've been overthinking. And when I say overthinking, I'm talking about things like, what if this happens? What if that happens? What if I cannot do this? What if I don't finish this? What if she does not end up doing this? What if they don't like me? What if they don't finish the work? What if because of this, that and stuff, things don't happen? And so you get in the spiral of that overthinking, and there is just no way that you can stop without training yourself for that. But training yourself is not that hard, and I can also show you how I make it easier for myself to stop thinking when I enter such a spiral. And the second thing to remember is that when we do go into such a spiral of thinking, we tend to forget all the things that we advise others of, or things that we've learned from someone else, or tips on how to actually stop thinking. Those thoughts overtake our minds so much that we're just not able to think of anything else, including the things that help us stop overthinking. But in this video, I'm going to show you how to tackle both of these things in very simple steps. But for that, you will need to get a paper, some stationery, and creativity. So pause this video and get yourself those things. I've got myself a paper here which has things printed in the back. I'm just reuse, recycle, and be sustainable. So get yourself a paper, color pencils, I've got some crayons, I've got glitter pens, more metallic glitter pens, and sketch pens, or textures, how we like to call it in Australia. It is very important that you do make this thing that we're going to make very colorful, because you will be sticking it on a wall that you see very often. And the main point here is that when you look at that paper, you should feel happy. And colors, glitter, and sparkly things make you feel happy, so get those colors and let's get started.
So we're first starting off with the headline, which is Calm Yourself. In the first version, I actually wrote Calm Yourself 101 because that was just what came up into my mind that time. But you can write anything you like, whatever you want. I'm just writing Calm Yourself, and I'm going to be making it in bubble letters, just going with the flow. No matter, it doesn't matter if it's messy, just don't worry about it. And I drew some lines just to fill it in the space that was beside it, and I'm coloring it in with some random colors, starting off with teal for C, O, and L, just randomly. I've picked up the letters. I'm not being systematic here, but you can take it as cleanly or as messily as you like. And then I've switched to a dark blue, and I'm going to keep coloring it on like that. It's very important that you make this one very colorful because you want to make sure that you feel happy when you look at this, and colorful things make you feel happy. So definitely make yours colorful as much as you like, and it's okay to use as many colors as you like. There's no limitation on this, but just make it something that looks happy to you. And I'm also using yellow in this one because yellow is a very happy color for me, because yellow is the color of fun, happiness, and brightness. And I think yellow should be included no matter what colors you choose. Once I'm done with that, I'm adding in some leaves and flowers onto the lines that I drew on the side beside the words Calm Yourself, just so that I can make it look much nice and clean and also aesthetic looking. You can do whatever you like. I just went with the flow of what I felt like making at that moment. I felt like making vines, so I just made vines with flowers and random colored flowers in there. So you make whatever you like. If you want to make any sort of a border, then go for that. If you want to make any sort of a design, then surely go for that, but it's up to you. And then we're moving on to the main steps. The first step, like I'm writing here, is take deep breaths. It's very important to remind yourself that deep breaths are important, because before you take deep breaths, you won't be able to put your mind in a state of thinking. So for thinking, you need to take deep breaths first. And once you've done that, the second step, which is the most important step in this chart, is can you control the problem? It is very important you ask yourself this, because you tend to forget things when you're feeling down. And when you look at this paper, you remember the concept of control, and that's when things begin to feel better. And because once you've done that, if the answer is yes, that you can control the problem, then I write for myself that yes, go girl, fix the situation. Now, if you want, you can call yourself something else, go man, go boy, or even your name, write your name. But I just wrote go girl, fix the situation because that's what I wanted to write. The fourth step is, if you cannot control the situation, which is no to the question we wrote in step 2, then trust Allah, because your life story is in His hands. And when you write this, it just feels better to know that your life is not going in a direction which you do have no idea about. You feel very stressed when you don't know where your life is going towards. So when you know that Allah is in control, you trust Him, you know that He has a plan for you, and after every hardship there's ease, you feel much better. That's why this fourth point is also very important. And I'm just separating this paper after this and drawing a line for the next section to prepare it for the next section, which is going to be coming up soon. But I'm just filling it up with vines and leaves and flowers again, just to match the aesthetic of the lines that I put up in the starting bit. So you can make it similar to what you put in there or not. It's up to you, totally up to you. Just go with the flow and don't worry about being very neat or very clean. Now, I didn't plan this from beforehand, but I'm just putting it there because I'm just going along with the flow of things that I feel like it. My first version looked very different, and this version is very, very different to my first version. So just go along with what you feel like doing. Don't have to, feel overwhelmed or trying to be perfect. This is not something that can be perfect. You can make a new one every year or anytime you feel like you need a new one. Now I'm also adding some glitter colors, like golden flowers, for a more brighter feel to it. And I'm also going to add it on the top vines because I'm trying to match that line to the vines that go up there. And once I'm done with that, the next section that we just made space for on the bottom of the page is going to be all about the things you can do after you've followed those 4 steps. In this section, I'd like to call it "Need More Help?" And I'm going to underline it. You can make it as straight as you like, as curvy as you like, or decorate it as you like. And after that, we're going to start listing down the things that make you feel good. Now, I'm writing things down that make me feel good, such as listening to nasheed, talking to a friend, drawing, painting, doodling, scribbling, anything that makes you feel good. Now, this list goes on and on and on and on. And I want you to write along with me right now what things you like to do when you're not feeling good, and what things can distract you from the problem you're facing. Sometimes distraction is good because it helps you clear up your mind and take some time off that problem that's making you feel upset. And once you come back, you will have a much better solution to the problem, or a much better way of coping with the problem. That's the power of the subconscious mind. When you take a break from something you have no answer for and you come back, when you were taking a break, your subconscious mind during the break processes that particular problem, situation, question, confusion, or anything that you're going through. And when you come back to it, that's how you have an answer ready from your subconscious mind, which gives it to your main mind. And so again, I'm listing all the things that make me feel good or make me feel distracted. Some of these things are very productive. Some of these things I may not feel like doing at that particular moment, but every time is different. So that's why I'm writing out a huge list of things that make me feel good. And I can just pick and choose what I like, depending on the situation, depending on my mood, depending on what I'm feeling. And that's why it's very important to give yourself a huge variety of things you can do. Now, if you're very sure of what things make you feel good, and there's only 1 or 2, 3 things that make you feel good, then make them big and write them big. But if you don't want to write down such a huge list, that's totally fine. It's all good. This is your page. This is your chart. It's for you. So it needs to make you happy. It does not have to look like mine. And it definitely does not have to coordinate with somebody else's version of what they think makes them happy. You write what makes you happy. You do what makes you happy. And you need to make yourself happy. I've listed down things, Islamic things as well, such as listening to the nasheeds, praying, reading Quran, and talking to Allah, doing dua, and watching Islamic cartoons, Islamic lectures, and also listening to my favorite lecturers, Nauman Ali Khan and Mufti Menk. You can write down those things as well, as long as it resonates with you, but you don't necessarily have to. I also wrote down things like studying, working, reading a book, because those things make me feel productive and also distract me from the situation I'm facing. So you can write those things if you like to as well. Some other things that help me distract myself are browsing randomly on the internet as well as on YouTube, and scribbling, doodling, doing random things. Random things help me enjoy my stuff as well. And I think there's one thing I forgot to mention here is reading backwards. Reading backwards helps you distract from the situation you're facing because you're not reading something that is legible or understandable. So when you read backwards, you are distracting your mind very, very efficiently. So that's a really good thing to do as well. Now, once I'm done with that, I'm also adding in some smiley faces, hearts, and other things you want to add in there just to fill in the empty spaces if you like. I'm adding in dots and metallic golden colored dots and circles and everything. You can just go with the flow of what you feel like putting in there. Anything you want, and just make it look nice, decorated, so that because when it goes on your wall, it should look nice and make you feel happy. And that's how my finished product looks like.
If you're someone who's not very creative and prefer to have a printable instead, inshallah I'll have that available soon for you to just print out, color in, or just stick it up like that on your wall. But stay tuned for that, and make sure to post a picture of the ones that you've made. Share this video with someone who you think should make their own one too. And comment down below your favorite thing from this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe because it helps me make more videos for you. Until next time, live your beliefs and stay tuned to Bliifee. And so you get in the spiral of that overthinking,